He found her half-naked and glowing in a crumbling stone hut. "Don't touch my armor," she said, biting her lip. "Unless you want consequences." It started with a crash. Trump face-planted into the sand, spitting out half the planet's surface and possibly a few of his own teeth. His scavenger bike was upside down, smoking like it had just insulted a warlord's mother. He groaned and lifted his head. Rocky outcroppings towered around him. Heat shimmered off the stones. Everything smelled like dry ozone and sweaty regret. "Stupid F*** King desert planet," he muttered, dusting himself off. "One signal beacon," they said. "In and out," they said. "You'll be back in time for protein paste night." No one mentioned the planetary sandstorms, the sudden cliff drops, or the glowing half-naked alien women apparently waiting in ruins like some kind of galactic fever dream. Because there she was, standing at the far end of a crumbling stone hut, emerald hair spilling down her glowing violet skin like a waterfall of chaos. She blinked at him, slowly, as if he was the weird one for tumbling in like a dirt-streaked idiot. Her voice was low and calm. "Human, you've arrived." He blinked. "Am I hallucinating?" "No, you're real. And you're exactly what I needed." She stepped forward. Her top was open at the front, clinging only by sheer stubbornness and some unspoken alien gravity. "To remove my armor." Trump held up both hands like she was a space cobra. "Okay, ma'am. Not sure if you're, broken or flirt mode activated, but I'm not that kind of delivery guy." She frowned. "This is a medical emergency. You're allergic to clothes?" "No," she said, dead serious. "My armor is malfunctioning. The internal locks are coded to your species' bioelectric touch frequency." "Okay, and what exactly is armor in this context?" Trump gestured to her curvy form. "Because from here, it just looks like you stole a silk robe from a highly disrespected hotel." She tilted her head, amused. "You assume this is fashion?" "Lady, I'm assuming a lot of things right now, most of them ending with me in prison or a very weird therapy session." She stepped closer. The room suddenly felt 100 degrees hotter. "Listen closely, human," she whispered, pointing to the open front of her robe. "Beneath this fabric is a neural-locked combat shell. It's invisible, subdermal. It clamps tighter the longer it remains inactive. I can't move freely. If you don't unlock it, I could die." He narrowed his eyes. "So you're saying you're naked? Because you're armored?" "Correct. That makes zero sense." "And yet," she purred, "you're still staring." He quickly turned around. "I'm not helping you take off whatever imaginary underwear you've got coded to my species' sweaty hands." "I'm not wearing underwear," she said helpfully. He clapped a hand over his face. "Oh, for the love of... Please tell me this is a weird prank show." "I am Unzala of the Threxian Royal Corps," she said proudly. "I don't prank. I manipulate with dignity. And I'm Trump. Just Trump. No royalty. No dignity. Just a guy with a busted bike and a highly confused groin." Unzala chuckled. "You are funny, human." Trump turned back to her, eyes squinting. "Let's say, just for argument's sake, I believe you. What do I need to do to unlock you?" "Place your hand here." She tapped her lower stomach. "Gently, then stroke upward. The neural interface will recognize human skin." He blinked. "You want me to slide my hand up your abs like a reverse body mechanic?" "Yes, with purpose. I've known people 10 years and never touched them like that." Unzala smirked. "Perhaps that's why your kind dies alone." Trump rubbed the back of his neck. "Fine, but if I get arrested for alien assault, I want it on record that she tricked me with sexy armor talk." "No tricks," she said sweetly, stepping closer. "Just touch." He reached out slowly, hand trembling like he was defusing a bomb or preparing to motorboat destiny. His fingers brushed her stomach. Smooth, warm, definitely not armored. He moved up, expecting sparks or clicks or laser beams. Anything. Nothing happened. He looked up. She was biting her lip, holding back a laugh. "You little. I said it was locked. I didn't say it wasn't hilarious." Trump yanked his hand back. You lied to me. I misled you. It's different. Cultural nuance. You made me touch your alien six-pack. Not just that, she said, eyes twinkling. You also cupped the twins on the way up. Very confident grip, by the way. Trump turned scarlet. I was aiming for your ribcage. It was a lovely detour. He backed up until he hit the wall. You can't just seduce a guy into touching you with sci-fi lies. Unzala crossed her arms, which only made things worse. You touched me willingly. You tricked me. And you liked it. I did not like it, he admitted, then slapped his own forehead. Damn it. Silence fell between them, just breathing, tension, and the hum of his internal panic engines. Then she smiled, sly and knowing. Well, now that we've been formally introduced, I suppose you'll need a place to sleep. I should go back to my bike. It's toast, she said. Scanners fried. Wheels melted. Also, a lizard is peeing on it. He sighed. Of course. Unzala turned toward the single, broken bed in the room. You can sleep here. I don't snore. I'll take the floor. She raised an eyebrow. Why? Afraid I'll lock my armor again in my sleep. No, he muttered. Afraid I'll stop saying no. She paused, then walked to the bed, swaying like temptation incarnate. You're interesting, Trump. Maybe even fun. He swallowed hard. She slipped under the covers and leaned her head on the pillow, the faint green glow of her hair curling around her like a halo. Well, she said. He stared, then muttered, yeah, definitely dying alone, and lay down on the floor, facing the wall, fighting every instinct in his body that screamed, you absolute fool. She's not even wearing armor. Trump woke up with an erection and a problem. Technically, the erection was the problem. The cold floor beneath him had done nothing to cool the heat in his body, or the memory of Unzala stretching on the bed the night before like some alien pin-up model with a degree in smug confidence. He peeked over his shoulder. She was still asleep, one long, glowing green leg kicked over the edge of the bed. Her robe halfway off like gravity was trying to seduce him too. Her hair fanned across the pillow in chaotic waves of mint fire. She looked peaceful, regal, dangerous, and entirely too naked under that fabric. He flopped back onto the stone floor and groaned. This is fine. I'm fine. Just ignore the fact that I've been tricked, half-aroused, and publicly humiliated in a 30-minute window. That's a record even for me. Unzala stirred and yawned, the kind of yawn that wasn't just a yawn, it was a subtle performance. She stretched, arms up, robe gaping slightly, and hummed softly. MMM. Your human snoring is charming. Like a baby bear dying in slow motion. He covered his face. Good morning to you too. She sat up, her hair tumbling forward over one shoulder. You were grinding your teeth in your sleep. Very aggressive. Do you often dream of fighting? Only when I sleep next to aliens who fake armor problems to get groped. She smiled, no guilt whatsoever in her expression. You still haven't proven it didn't work. You're not supposed to want it to work. I didn't say that. I said it did. He stood up, brushing sand off his shirt and dignity off the floor. Do you have a bathroom? Or do Threxian princesses just mist into the air like smug butterflies? She waved toward a crumbled doorway. Second arch on the right. Don't touch the glowing moss. It bites. He wandered off. He would have run, but his body was still dealing with the morning salute situation and he didn't need her seeing that. Again. And then he found her. Not in the bathroom. In the water room, or what passed for one. She was standing under a bucket tied to a jutting stone, her wet hair sticking to her back like seaweed from a myth. She turned casually, unashamed, her body glowing softly in the filtered light. Oh, she said calmly. You're early. Trump turned around so fast he hit the wall. Jesus, Unzala. Can you not warn a guy before doing that? This is where I bathe, she said, amused. You came to me. There was no sign. No door. There is no door. It's a rock room. I thought your kind loved caves and boundaries. I love doors. Doors are great. Doors let people not walk in on sentient perfection standing in soap suds. She giggled. You think I'm perfect? That's your takeaway? She chuckled, and he could hear the sound of water sloshing behind him as she moved. Fine. Next time, I'll scream first. Please do. Unless it's a mating scream. I hate everything. She emerged a few minutes later, hair now tied loosely behind her head, wearing a slightly more modest robe. It still revealed enough to short-circuit half his neurons, but at least his blood pressure could function again. Barely. Trump tried to make breakfast. That turned out worse than expected. The scavenged protein bar ignited like it was possessed. Anzala sat on the bed watching him, clearly amused. Your cooking, she said gently, is a crime against nature. It's survival food, he snapped, waving smoke out of his face. It's ash, with side notes of shame. He handed her a half-burnt corner. She took it like he'd given her a weapon, bit into it, and immediately gagged. This tastes like the inside of regret. He grunted. That's how you know it's working. They sat across from each other, chewing with effort, watching the small fire sputter like a dying idea. After a few minutes, Anzala said, Back home, we had chefs that used plasma combs to season vaporized root flowers. I had a microwave. When it broke, I hit it with a wrench. Sometimes it worked. Sometimes I got shocked. She smiled. We're very different. Yeah, he said. I talk things out. You strip and lie about subdermal armor to get felt up. She chuckled. Touch is rare for my kind. We're trained to keep to ourselves. Guarded. Even when we mate, it's ritual. Structured. No surprises. That explains the whole you need to touch me trick. She leaned forward. I tease because it makes the fear smaller. And because I like you. Trump froze. What? I like your face. And your sarcasm. And the way you blushed like a solar flare yesterday when I said, Remove my armor. He groaned. Can we not bring that up again? She stood and walked over, standing far too close for his own good. You've been very well behaved. For a human. He stepped back, nervously. Why do you say it like that? She tilted her head, amused. Because you haven't tried to kiss me. Or jump me. Most males would have tried by now. I'm not most males, he said firmly. Clearly, she whispered. You're still pretending not to want me. He blinked. I'm not pretending. Okay, maybe a little, but you're insane. She gently touched his chest. Then stop me. He didn't. Instead, he turned and mumbled, Bedtime. Anzala sighed. I'm cold. Good night. There are no blankets. Use your alien body heat. That's what I'm trying to do. Come share. No. I'm taking the floor again. And he did. For 10 full minutes. Then came the soft rustle of her robe slipping off the edge of the bed, and her voice calling down, It's warmer up here. He lasted another 20 seconds. Trump climbed into bed stiffly, laying on his back like he was in a coffin. If I die tonight, I want the record to show this was against my better judgment. She rolled over, pressed herself against him with zero shame, and murmured, You smell like smoke and stubbornness. You smell like trouble and shampoo. They lay like that for a long while, neither speaking. Then, softly, she asked, Do humans fall in love easily? He thought for a long time. We fall in love stupidly, he said. Fast. Messy. With the wrong people. A lot. She stared at him, lips parted. Do you think I'm the wrong person? He looked down at her. Her eyes glowed faintly in the dark. Her lips were so close. You tricked me, lied to me, nearly gave me a stroke. She nodded slowly. And yet, he whispered, I'm still here. She smiled, fingers curling around his hand. I like your kind of stupid human. And I like your kind of crazy. No armor this time? No armor. Shame, she murmured, tracing a finger down his chest. I liked making you unlock me. He sighed, not moving. But he didn't stop her either. Not this time. Trump woke up to the sound of something humming. Not the pleasant kind. Not a sexy alien girl hum either. This was the sharp, high-pitched whine of incoming drone surveillance. Military grade. He bolted upright. Unzala, he whispered urgently, shaking her awake. Up, now. Something's flying low. She groaned and pulled a piece of the blanket over her head. If it's not breakfast or foreplay, I'm not interested. Unzala, I'm serious. She sat up, blinking fast. The air outside the hut shimmered with static. Recon ships, she muttered. They've tracked me. That fast? Bastards upgraded. Trump looked outside. 2 black drones were hovering beyond the rocky ledge. Sleek, silent, armed. He grabbed his gear, which consisted of a half-melted communicator, a bent crowbar, and 0 dignity. Unzala had already slipped into a sleek, form-fitting suit that looked like it was part armor, part fashion crime. Wait, he said. I thought you didn't have armor. This isn't armor, she said. This is escape couture. That's not a thing. You're not a thing. What? Exactly. She kicked open the broken door and took off at a sprint. Trump followed, wondering how a woman with legs that long moved so fast and still looked like she was walking a runway. Where are we going? He shouted. There's a cave system north of here. Narrow tunnels. Drones can't follow inside. They ducked under a cliff edge just as plasma bolts rained from the sky. Holy sh**T. Trump yelled, diving behind a rock. They're shooting. They're actually trying to kill us. Technically, they're trying to kill me, Unzala corrected, pulling him up by the wrist. You're just my emotional support human. That's not comforting. Another bolt slammed into the stone above them, exploding into hot shards. Trump stumbled. She yanked him upright. They reached the cave entrance just as a 3rd drone swooped low. Unzala turned and threw something, a tiny glowing disc. It exploded midair in a brilliant blue burst. The drone spiraled and crashed. Trump stared at the wreckage. Was that a grenade? She winked. Alien accessory. Doubles as a hair clip. You terrify me. You turn me on. They slipped into the cave just as the last drone passed overhead. The silence was immediate and thick. Dark, damp, narrow. This is cozy, Trump muttered. Keep moving. These tunnels go deep. No signals. We'll be safe. I'm not worried about the drones. I'm worried about getting groped by an overconfident space princess in a skin-tight escape suit. She turned and smirked. That's oddly specific. They kept moving. The tunnel got narrower. At one point, they had to press sideways, chests nearly touching. Trump tried to look anywhere but at her. So, he said awkwardly, what did you do to get bounty drones sent after you? Stole a ship, insulted a war priest. Oh, and faked a diplomatic mating bond with an earthling to void my arranged marriage. Trump stopped walking. You what? She looked at him innocently. It worked. You faked a bond with me? When? Back at the hut. When you touched me. There's a biotracer on your handprint now. He stared at his palm like it had betrayed him. You used me as a legal loophole? Technically, as a flesh-based escape clause. I feel so violated. She leaned in close, eyes gleaming. And yet, you're still walking behind me. I'm not responsible for my lower brain functions. Suddenly, they heard it. The drone again. One had found a way into the tunnel, smaller, insect-like, humming with murder. They ducked into a side chamber, barely a few meters wide. No time, she whispered. We have to hide. There's nowhere to hide. She pushed him against the wall. What are you doing? They scan for biological activity. Increased heart rate. Breathing. So stop breathing? She pressed herself against him, her body flush to his, lips against his ear. No, we fake mating. Heart rates spike in passion. They'll think we're breeding and move on. Trump froze. You want to fake sex? To avoid death? Unless you want to really do it. The drone buzzed closer. Unzala's hips rolled into his. Fast, human. Moan for me. This is the worst porno I've ever starred in. She started moving against him. His hands went instinctively to her waist. His body obeyed without clearance from headquarters. He moaned. Good, she whispered. Now grunt. I can't grunt on command. You grunted in your sleep. That's different. Focus. He groaned low and long. She echoed it with a fake gasp, curling into him, her hands in his hair. The drone hovered at the tunnel entrance. They froze. Then she kissed him. Hard. No warning. Just hot lips, aggressive tongue, and a sound in her throat that made his soul malfunction. The drone whirred, and then floated away. Silence returned. They pulled apart slowly, breathing hard. Trump stared at her. Was that still fake? Anzala stared back. I don't know. She stepped away, arms wrapped around herself. For the first time, she looked unsure. He walked over, gently took her hands. Hey, I was just messing with you before. But I like you. I really do. She bit her lip. Even though I lied? And used you. You were scared. And funny. And honestly, no one's ever tried to fake mate me into legal freedom before. Kinda hot. She laughed. Relieved. You're insane. He kissed her again. This time soft. Real. She sighed into him. I can't believe I'm falling for a human who burns protein bars and argues with rocks. And I can't believe I'm kissing an alien who tricks people into touching her to break up with her fiancé. We're a disaster. Perfect. Suddenly, a deep, metallic voice echoed through the cave. Anzala of Threxia, you will surrender your human. They spun. At the far end of the tunnel stood a towering alien in armor. Purple robes, glowing eyes, huge sword. Anzala's face went pale. Who the hell is that? Trump asked. She whispered, my ex-fiancé. He blinked. He looks stabby. He's not mad that I left. Oh, good. He's mad that I left for you. Less good. Trump stepped forward. Hey, tall, dark, and vicious. I don't know what your customs are, but where I come from, we don't duel over who gets to date the hot space chick. The armored alien growled, drawing his blade. Then prepare to be educated. Trump turned to Anzala. Is this the part where you tell me you were kidding about the ex? Nope. You got any more hair grenades? Fresh out. He cracked his neck. Guess I'll have to win you the old-fashioned way. Anzala raised an eyebrow. By fighting a warrior prince armed with a plasma blade? He grinned. Nah. By distracting him with charm and punching him in the face. You're so human. You say that like it's a bad thing. She stepped back, eyes on him, glowing with something warmer now. Hope, maybe love. Don't die, okay? No promises. He turned to face the towering ex-fiancé with fists clenched, every muscle ready, then muttered, God, I missed the floor. It never tried to kill me. The alien ex-fiancé was huge, not just tall, massive, shoulders like freight containers, a blade the size of a mattress. His armor shimmered with purple-blue energy, and his eyes glowed like twin neon insults. Trump, meanwhile, had a crowbar and a recent kiss from a woman who technically lied to him 3 times in one afternoon. Anzala stood behind him, biting her lip hard enough to bruise. The ex-fiancé, Crowther of the 7th Stormblood House, stepped forward. I will give you one chance, human, he said in a voice that sounded like a volcano gargling gravel. Hand over the princess. Deny your false bond. Trump planted his feet. First of all, he said, it wasn't false. I absolutely touched her. Several times. Anzala made a sound between a choke and a laugh. Crowther growled. You dare make mating jokes in sacred tunnels? Trump gestured around. This place smells like alien armpit and death. Pretty sure nothing sacred happens here. The warlord roared and charged. Trump barely dodged the first swing. The plasma blade cut a deep gash into the cave wall, spraying sparks. Trump rolled, popped up, and jabbed his crowbar into Crowther's side. It bounced off harmlessly. Okay, Trump muttered. Crowbar was optimistic. Anzala shouted. His right gauntlet is weak. There's a microfracture in the plating. Trump blinked. How do you even see that? I dated him, remember? I know all his weak points. Why does that turn me on? Because you're broken, human. Crowther lunged again, and this time Trump ducked and rolled toward his right side. He slammed the crowbar under the armpit joint. Metal cracked and Crowther howled. Trump grinned. Bingo! You fight like a drunk miner. Crowther spat. I am a drunk miner. They clashed again, this time Crowther grabbing him by the collar and slamming him into the wall. Trump gasped as the breath left him. Unzala screamed. Trump! The warlord leaned close. You will never be enough for her. You are fragile, soft, mortal. Trump gritted his teeth, blood in his mouth. Yeah, maybe, but I made her laugh. You ever do that? Titanium testicles? He headbutted Crowther with a sickening crunch, then twisted and slammed the crowbar between the armor plates again. Crowther stumbled. Trump grabbed a fallen plasma cell and shoved it into the open crack on his backplate. Catch! He whispered, then ran. The explosion behind him sent fire racing down the tunnel. Unzala tackled him just as it hit. They landed in a tangle, coughing, covered in dust and adrenaline. The fireball passed. Silence. Then Unzala peeked over his shoulder. What did you just do? Improvised thermonuclear divorce. You killed him. Technically the cave did it. I just helped. You blew up my ex. Yeah, that's usually a third date thing for me. She looked down at him, straddling his lap, her eyes wide. You could have died. I've been dying since I met you. She slapped his shoulder. Don't say that. He grinned. Say what? That I like you? That I'd fight gods for you? That your weird little alien laugh makes me want to kiss you until I forget my name? Unzala froze, then slowly lowered herself, mouth brushing his. You are the dumbest, bravest, softest, hardest human I've ever met. Hardest? That your armor talking, or? She shut him up with her mouth. The kiss was long, deep, desperate. Her hands roamed his face like she was memorizing it. His fingers tangled in her wild blue hair. When they pulled apart, she whispered, Do you still think I'm just tricking you to touch me? I hope you are, he murmured, because now I want to be tricked every day. She laughed, forehead against his. They sat like that for a long moment. Warm, safe, well, relatively. Then she said, There's something I never told you. Trump groaned. More secrets. No, this one's real, honest, maybe even stupid. I'm listening. I ran from my people because I didn't want to be told what kind of love was acceptable. I didn't want a throne if it meant being cold and fake. I just wanted someone who saw me, not my armor, not my title. Me. He kissed her knuckles. You got that. I know. Good. Because the moment I saw you running around half naked with a blaster and an attitude problem, I knew you were going to ruin my life. She smirked. And I knew you were going to be the best mistake I ever made. He sat up. Wait, does this mean I'm royal now? Technically, yes. Do I get a crown? No. A sword? Nope. Alien taxes? Absolutely. This relationship sucks. She leaned in. Say that again, and I'll make you regret it. Oh no. Punish me, princess. She giggled. Gods, you're unbearable. You haven't even seen my final form. Just then, a communicator beeped. Static filtered in, then a voice. Unzala, this is the Galactic Council. Stand down. You are surrounded. She sighed. Well, that didn't take long. You want to run? She looked at him, then smiled. No, I want to stay. Trump blinked. Wait, are you about to do something noble and dangerous? Yes. Cool. Just wanted to mentally prepare myself. She stood, her body glowing with energy. Armor hummed. She tapped her wrist. The full suit unfolded around her like a battle goddess. Trump whistled. Still not taking it off, huh? She turned, glowing eyes flashing. Only if you remove it, Trump. He stepped up, facing her, hand on her armored chest plate, slowly pressed his palm where her heart would be. The armor hissed and fell away. She stood exposed in the cave light. Bare skin, bare soul, no tricks. He swallowed. You're beautiful. She cupped his face. And you're mine. Outside, the council's ships began to descend. Inside, They stood together, two broken, weird, stubborn beings who found something impossible in the middle of a galaxy on fire. Love. And a lot of sexual tension. I guess we better go out there, Trump muttered. They'll arrest me. Yeah, but I'll be your lawyer. You're not a lawyer. I look like one in a suit. I burned all your suits. He grinned. Then I'll go naked. Let's give the universe something to talk about. They walked out hand in hand. As the lights of the council ships hit them, Trump squeezed her fingers. By the way, he whispered, you still tricked me. She smirked. Yes, but now I don't have to. And with that, they stepped into whatever the hell came next. Together.